In case you missed it, the quilt exhibit, How Old Is That Quilt?, at the White Bluffs Quilt Museum ran from January through April 2022. The oldest quilts in the state of Washington probably date from no earlier than 1830. Over the long history of quilt making, techniques, materials, styles, and colors have all changed. In this exhibit, you got a glimpse of what was typical at different times in the past 200 years. The most obvious change in technique came with the adoption of the sewing machine. Since that time, many, maybe even most, quilts have been assembled on a machine. They might then be quilted by hand or tied. More recent has been the common use of the sewing machine for the quilting itself. Most quilts today are made of cotton, but that has not always been available or popular. Wool, especially that left from clothing, was likely to be used to keep families warm. Silk and velvet were the preferred fabrics for the crazy quilts of the late 1800s and early 1900s. In the 1960s and 70s, synthetic fabrics and blends such as cotton and polyester came into common use. Portable block patterns became popular for both piecing and applique as people moved west. Just as fashion emphasizes particular colors in different eras, so do quilts. In part, these differences reflect the dyes available. Early dyes were often fugitive, meaning that they faded away, which is why today so many antique quilts may seem brown or colorless. Color-fast dyes began to be available after about 1890. Within the range of colors available, quilters still had different preferences in different periods. Quilts from the early 1900s are often dark. Quilts from the 1920s and 1930s are more likely to be bright pastels. Be sure to visit future exhibits to see even more of the creativity of quilt makers and their quilts.